Hello, my name is Hamish, and before I hop into this video, I have two things to request of you. Don't click off the video simply because I'm quite young. And also, I must say to like and subscribe only because of you, because it's just more effective and it's sort of like a reminder. Anyway, this video is a ranking of the apeirophobia monsters from scariest to least scary. Please note that this is my opinion, but feel free to comment on yours in the description. Also, there's a apeirophobia watch this video. Feel free to use any of the ideas I suggest to with all that away, let's get started. Number 13, the Phantom Smiler. He's like a small child trying to scare someone. We all pretend he's scary, but deep down, no one's scared of him. He has the goofiest looking model I've ever seen. Like, it looks like if I was trying to draw like it. He doesn't kill you, and it just serves to sort of make you panic. Like, if you know what he does, then yeah, you're weird. I don't want to talk out this guy for too long. So the other more major entities get a chance to be talked about. Number 12, the Camelot. This guy is more so menacing than scary. He approaches your boat at a distance, acting like he looks cool and all, but he's really not. He's just this giant thing that sinks your boat, but you can swim. But anyway, and the only hope if he has of catching you is if you power the patch holes in the boat. The most intense part of this whole chase is when your boat's like engine turns off. Like, you must hope the Camelot gets close to your boat, but it never really does, I've noticed. Like, I would like to see more gameplay during this chase, other than running around the boat and holding E. One idea I had is that the Camelot could stir up the water and create waves. She must steer around the boat around. One huge problem I have with this level is that it lacks any sort of introduction where you board the boat. It would have been so much cooler to see this happen, see the Camelot rise from the water. Overall, the Camelot just isn't that scary. I don't have much talking about him with him. Number 11, the Stalker. The Stalker is sort of like a giant cross between an insect and a chicken, which is a weird sort of look, but it's quite visually distinct, and it has bright red eyes. It looks quite cool. My problem with this is it looks tiny and unintimidating and weak. Like, in real life, it would be shorter than me. In fact, it's so tiny and intimidating and weak that there's a huge resemblance to my brothers. In fact, the Stalker is so similar to my brothers. We'll just call him Lewis from now on. Lewis randomly teleports to a spot near you, then waits for a while before teleporting again. This is mildly annoying because it's completely unfair because you do not know where he is, which somewhat adds to the fear factor. If you spot Lewis's eyes, that it is the most accurate measurement of at which point he starts to destroy you. Then he will, jump scare you, but it doesn't kill you. It is worth noting, however, that he has the most awful jump scare. Like, not awful as in the jump scare looks good. No, it's just like flailing his arms up and down. It's funny looking. But this jump scare obviously only activates the alarms, which it actually kills you if the alarms stay on too long. The only two things that make this level scary is the atmosphere, which is industrial and robotic. Like, it feels like you're completely alone. Like, you can hear the machinery powering the electrical station in the background, and it's really cool, actually. I like it a lot, but yeah, it's just not all that. Like, the monster itself's not good. The other scary thing, though, is running back to the alarms to deactivate, because you never know really how much longer you have left, which is awful. Like you could be halfway across the map, but and you realise that, oh no, he's coming. Which makes me sort of play it like more like riskily, like when you're close to the alarm, but when you're farther away I just sort of lean around corners and stuff. Lewis himself needs to be completely changed now though. He needs to be more like legs from his steals and hunts using stealth. In addition, they also need to increase size, and perhaps even adding blackouts to the level would be a cool idea. Like, I'd love to see it. Like, it would be absolutely awful to be, like, in the dark, not knowing where this monster is around you, just seeing it run past. Yeah, it's just, it would be super cool. Number 10 is the Party Goer. This entity has a really good build-up, but the entity itself is not all that good. The start of the level feels so lonely, yet it feels like something else is here. It's kind of hard to describe in words. Like, you just hear this thing off in the distance, and like this wind or whatever it is, it's ominous, and you know something's in here with you, but you don't feel like it is. The moment the last star is pressed, though, the wind stops. This made me feel extraordinarily like lonely in this environment the first time. The Party Goer itself really conveys this loneliness by feeling more like a prop, honestly, like a movie set piece. It just stands there menacingly. Except when you look away or look at it for too long, then it just moves. The Party Goer is a major step up from the previous two that I've mentioned, but most of it's killed by the fact that the Party Goer will either get stuck on obstacles around the rooms that can't pathfind, or it will just teleport on top of you and kill you instantly, which is very, very unfair. I think this needs to be fixed. They should also just completely scrap the Weeping Angel idea. I love the Weeping Angels and similar things, but like, it's just too much of a cliche at this point. Like, they should make it like the wiki tree, like an intelligent entity that can search lockers and use items in the environment to in its advantage. This would require tons of work, yeah. I would somewhat know, like, I'm not a proper game developer, but I have a degree of knowledge of it. But it would be a lot more challenging, but a lot more fair. I know their area doesn't have lockers, but I think they could add some quite easily. Number 9, the Hound. The Hound is honestly one of the most annoying entities in the game. Its level is really slow and tedious. Like, you have to do so many things. Like, you have to press so many buttons, find so many keys, and this is mainly like the level will be quite simple on its own. With a normal entity, it would be relatively short. But this is not a normal entity. This is due to the Hound being blind, but having hearing rivaling teachers when you're whispering, like when anyone's talking. This has tense moments when you're looking through the drawers and you don't know exactly where the Hound is, but normally you'll have a rough idea, but it's still intense, because, like, you know that the Hound could be near. Not necessarily. It is near, but it could. It also can be scary not knowing when it is right next to you. Like, it can be scary when it's right next to you, but your hands are still on the buttons or something like that. It's awful, but I just don't think you can die to it that often, though. Like, I don't think I've died because I've accidentally pressed a button. Like, I've just died because, like, mainly because I didn't realise where it was, or because I wanted it to destroy you. Yeah, it's just never hurt you. Aperiophobia should take notes for with the figure indoors, which is really good. Like, I think that's partially due to the fact that it can attack you when it touches you, and it will listen for you in the closets, and you just have to slow your heartbeat down, which is a really cool idea, though. Like, that's an awesome idea. The main problem with the Hound is that you can pretty much just stay still forever and not do anything, and it can't kill you. It's hilarious. Like, it doesn't do anything about it. The animation of the Hound always seems to glitch. Like, it occasionally just starts twerking. It's like a TikToker. I don't know. I can't make good humour. It's overall my least favourite entity in the game, if I'm honest. Number 8 is the Starfish. The Starfish is really, for me, the definition of, like, the average entity of the game. It's mediocre, normal, uninteresting. The scariest parts of this level has always been, like, turning a corner and spotting it. The main thing it sets the Starfish apart is, it seems to be, like, I can't, like, say exactly, but it seems to be slightly more persistent and will follow you around for longer after, like, it spots you, which is cool, but at the same time, the Skin Stealer also does it, and it does it for a better reason. But most of the time, it's just remarkably simple to get around, as it's quite slow and you can normally get away. Turning the valves, though, when you know it's near is extraordinarily intense, because, like, it's not super easy. I don't exactly know what button you have to press to leave the valves, and you know you won't be able to run away. Other than this, the Starfish is quite simple. This level could easily just be cheesed in multiplayer, like by just having one player lure it to an alcohol cove where it can't get everywhere else. But multiplayer wasn't the focus of this video. It's just something of note, obviously. Overall, I don't really have too much to say about the Starfish, if I'm honest. It doesn't do that much. Like, it has nothing that sets it apart other than the environment. Like, having the water blur everything around you is kind of cool, but it doesn't do much. The Titan Smiler in level exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Despite this level being a scripted chase, it does so many things right in order to make it genuinely intense. In the beginning, you're in this hallway. When you turn around, you see the Titan Smiler looking back at you, standing there, visibly cramped in the hallway. The alarms start blaring and the chase begins. The sound effect adds so much to this chase. Hearing the Titan smash through the objects in the hallway is absolutely terrifying. Even if it isn't gaining on you, it really feels like it is. Like, you know it's there, and you know it's getting closer. Like, oh, well, it's not getting closer, but you know what I mean. It just feels much bigger than it is because of the objects being destroyed as well. Like, it feels like it's way bigger because, like, it's just something huge that would crush you, like it crushes all the furniture. The alarms just serve to make it like that much intense. They make it seem like a hurricane or a natural disaster, something that can't be getting away from. It's not like just some giant guy that smiles at you. Like, when you get stuck on a piece of furniture, oh, I hate that feeling. Like, I know that it won't catch you for the most part, but it feels like it can. The entity itself is really cool looking, being this cold, unfeeling behemoth, but looks friendly. Like, it looks kind of friendly in a weird way, but it's unfeeling beneath the surface. The way it cramps in its arms in the hallway is just super good attention to detail. The only problem with I have with this level is the fact that you can just cheat and get behind the Titan Smiler. I should just implement like a fail-safe that if it passes you, like, it should just jump scare you immediately. It's really good, don't get me wrong, but that's just a bad enough problem. Another small little problem is that it's just way too slow. Like, you can get a huge distance apart from it, which is kind of unscary. I would think that they should just make it have a chance at catching. Other than that, it's a pretty good level. number 6 and number 5. I'm grouping the Howler and the Siren together because they're in the same level and they work together quite well. These two are like angry people who scream at you extraordinarily loudly for doing something to them. These two can be quite a serious the noises they make in the overall somewhat quietness of the level, but they're not really that good. Like, the atmosphere's, like, they're not bad, but they're not the best. Like, the atmosphere thing, the original Backrooms level is great. Like, the static buzz of the lights is awful. Like, it feels like there's nothing here other than, like, there's just this endless void that doesn't have anything in it, really. The only problem I really have with these entities is that they never show up. I couldn't even find them in my footage. Like, I know it's the first level, obviously, so I can't be too critical, because otherwise that's just me, and, like, I should just judge it fairly for being the first level, but I just don't like the fact that they don't ever show up. I remember how terrifying my first experience with the level was. The Siren found me very quickly and did the scream at me ability. This ability disorients you extraordinarily fast. Like, it blurs your screen and does everything. It's really bad. I thought my eyes were unfocused and I was actually seeing double. I was not seeing double. It's one of the most immersive moments in the entire game, which is great. Like, I love how good of a moment it is, like, even if it's not scripted. Slowly realizing that there were two creatures, and then I got killed by the Howler. I must have been just outside that, like, aura, like, the area where the Siren bursts your eardrums, so I think that's why it didn't destroy me instantly. Number 4, the Skinwalker. This guy is absolutely terrifying with a challenge involved. You aren't allowed to use the, like, chat log and mute what your friends have been saying. You can't live the level until you survive a set amount of time you choose. The fear you get when spotting another player is actually awful. If their skin has, like, a mask or something, it's even worse, because, like, you don't actually know whether it's, like, someone you think is real or someone that's the skin sealer, because their eyes won't glow. You feel isolated and alone, even with your friends, which is really cool. I think it's the only level in the game, really, that actually gets scarier with other players in it, which is a really cool idea. Like, it's flipping something that normally, like, gives you comfort on its head and give you uncertainty and make you feel alone. The Skinwalker mimicking whistling is really cool. So you even can't trust your friends, like, trying to say where they are, because it makes you feel like it's really trying to be human. Like, and you'll never ever get too close to another human, because you run the risk of it being the Skinwalker and instantly destroying you. Unfortunately, this level is super easy because of the fact that the exit is super easy to find, which is kind of sad. She had some sort of puzzles and other things to do that would normally involve communication, but now you have to do something else about it. Quite a solid entity, but, like, not a great level because it ends too quick. Now we are getting into the top 3 scariest apeirophobia entities. The 3 is the deformed Howler. This was originally Hive at the time family, but this level's really buggy, so I decided against it. The dead silence level and the thing's footsteps is genuinely awful. Like, I really don't like it. it makes you feel like it's just you and it in the maze. When it does happen to spot you, the screaming is so loud that I quit the first time it happened. Like, I'm frantically pressing Alt F4. It lives up to its name and does look like a deformed version of the Howler. I really wish there was a deformed Siren to go along with it to make the level more scary. Overall, it's very similar to the Howler. Number 2, the Titan Smiler in the Abyss. Despite making an appearance in level exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, I feel even more intimidating with it. Like, they lean over while giving chase, which makes you feel really small compared to them. Like, they just look like they're leaning over to actually see you, which is cool detail. The way they blend in with the lighting of the level is awesome. This level is also arguably the hardest in the game, which is also good for fear. This is mainly due to the fact that the Titans are faster than you, and they always seem to stay near you. There are no real balls to block them from doing it, which is also relatively fair, apart from the keys being randomized, but it has a really good way. The Titans stay near you in periods, I think. This has the effect of like making them feel more intelligent than they actually are. Like, makes them look like they're trying and stay in the area you're in instead of just roaming around for no reason, which is really awesome. I like it a lot. And they have a memory of where you went, though. Like, it feels like they have a memory. One of the best parts of the level is when you were in a locker and the Titan Smilers are near, and you're powerless to do anything as they stomp around. Like, they're so loud and you feel like there's nothing you could do. The fact that the keys to escape might not work creates this interesting dynamic where you're guessing whether or not it will work. If it is worth leaving the locker. Absolutely terrifying level, but there is one word less. Number 1, the Skin Stealer. This entity's visuals are a stroke of absolute genius. Purely as a monster alone, adds story to itself by looking almost patched together, as if it has been patching skin to itself for a very long time to make it so much more intimidating. The best part about the Skin Stealer's design is its eye is really cool. It's the only source of natural light in the level. It effectively makes you fear something that really you like that should give you comfort. The noises it's make are the only things other than you in the level, which makes it all the more scary. Listening in for where it is absolutely integral for the most part. Soul feels more like a stealth level, where if you get spotted you will die no matter what, than any other. This entity is designed to kill on sight. The fear I have had of exiting the locker at the wrong time when it was in the same area with me was huge. Like, if you exit the locker at the same time, you could die. Knowing that one wrong move could spell your doom very fast is awful. I genuinely dreaded leaving the lockers. That I knew the Skin Stealer was out there and could easily kill me in an instant. After leaving the lockers, it's very hard to figure out where to go next. These are the reasons why the Skin Stealer has been crowned the scariest entity in Aperiophobia. Thank you for watching this video and goodbye. I really appreciate you for watching my silly little video.